when we get home. So we'll learn to the Lui Nishmas Chaim ben Shlomo Kalman, my wife's nephew. My nephew who was trampled to death in Meron a few years ago. He's Shnam Shavnali, sweetest kid. We are going to start, we're on Daf Nun Vav Amud Aleph. Today is a day of tremendous simcha, obviously. Talmidim of Reb Shimon, the Talmidim of Reb Kiva, stop. Pasku Lamas. So, we are on Nun Vav Amud Aleph, approximately 10 lines from the bottom. On Malay, we're back in the stories of what Abaye and Rava told the dream interpreter that they went to, Bar Hedia, this nasty guy, Bar Hedia. He was a dream interpreter. And we're in the middle of the story. So the last word line is B'chalma. On Malay, Akron Halala Mitzrah, meaning we were reading Halala Mitzri. It's very strange that Abaye and Rava had the same dreams. That's first, but in parentheses. They didn't have the same dream once, they had the same dream again and again and again and again. Akron Halal de Mitzrah. We read Halal Mitzri. What's Halal Mitzri? The Halal you say, and they'll say the Halal of Yeshivs Mitzrayim. It appears it's a different Halal. How do you know it's Halal Mitzri? Because it's split up into two halves. You don't say the whole Halal in one go. You say half Halal, then you have your Suda, then you say the rest of Halal. Halal Mitzri. B'chalma Amalei. So what happened? Amalei Nisa Misrach Shalach. So now we're talking about when Rava went by himself. Before Rava got all these really bad interpretations. Now Rava decided to stop paying him. So he said, I read Halal Mitzri. Amalei Nisa Misrach Shalach. Miracles will happen to you. Havakaza Bahadi Baraba, he was going now. Then what happened? Havakaza Bahadi Baraba. So this Bahedia went together with Rava on a boat. Amma Bahade Gavra the Misrach Nisalamali. Why should I go ahead and be with this man, Bahade Gavra, with this guy, the Misrach Nisalamali? He's going to have a miracle. His dream said miracle's going to happen to him. I don't want to be with him. Maybe the miracle is the boat's going to go down. He's going to be saved by some miracle. I better get out of here. Right? Now, once you know that there's some guy out there who's going to be saved by a miracle, you don't want to go in the same car with him. You don't want the same boat. So he gets on the boat. He says, oh, Rava's here. I'm out of here. I don't take any chances. Bahadi the Kosolik, he's running out of the boat. Nafal Siframene. And as he's running out, in his excitement, trying to get off this boat before he dies. Okay. So what happens? Nafal Siframene, he drops a book. He drops some type of little notebook. Ashkeche Rava, and who found it on the boat? Rava. Rava's on this long boat ride. And he found his notebook. The Chaza, and he opens it. What's the, whose is this? Whose notebook is this? Who should he give it back to? The Chaza, he reads it. All dreams follow interpretation. He's reading this dream interpreter's notebook. And I guess the title of it was, The Dreams Follow the Peh. Dreams follow the interpretation. And then he understood, oh my gosh, all this time, this guy's been giving me these bad interpretations. He could have given me a good interpretation. In other words, the Farshim explained, till now he thought, him and Abaye came in with the same dream. They had the same dream. So, and he told them both the different interpretations simultaneously. So why would he give him a good interpretation, him a bad interpretation? He didn't think it's because it goes after the interpretation, that the interpretation is what makes it count. The impression he was under was that the Bahedia saw his muzzle, he saw his neshama, he saw some type of spirits, and he said, for you, the dream means this, and for you, the dream means that. That's what he thought was going on. Then he sees the notebook that, no, it's going on. He wasn't checking his star sign. He wasn't telling him based on his, the looks he was getting from him. He was telling him based on the interpretation is what causes the effect to happen. So he was shocked. What? It all goes off the interpretation. And therefore, his wife and kids were captive, were killed, were died. He lost his money, all because this guy gave him a negative, a bad report. Wow. I'm a Russia, evil person. He said, because of you, I suffered so much. Again, he went through Yisrei Eiv. His wife was killed. His next two wives were divorced. His children were taken into captivity. They were killed. They died. He lost his money. All of his business went under. He lost everything. So he said, Russia, wow, what an evil guy. You aggravated me so much. I forgive you for everything. Except for the fact the daughter of Rav Chisda, he was married to the daughter of the great Rav Chisda. He said, I can forgive you for everything except for the daughter of Rav Chisda. Some Mepharshim explain this because he can forgive him for the tzar he gave him, but I can't forgive you for the tzar you caused Rav Chisda. Rav Chisda was still alive. So Rava said, and it's a big kasha, how could Rava say this? Yeh Rava delimim tzahu gavra lidei machusa delim rachmu alai. You should find favor in God's eyes that you should be handed to a malchus that has no compassion on him. So we know you're not allowed to curse people. How did he curse him? So some say it wasn't a curse, it's a tefillah. Some say it's a tefillah, and it's in order to stop him causing aggravation to other people. Or he's ruining other people's lives also. He's praying to save the world from this Russia. It's not a curse. Okay, there's different pshatim out there. But some say it's cover the Torah you're allowed to. Talmud Chacham, cover the Torah, he's allowed to curse someone. Because it's cover the Torah. Anyway. So what happened? He cursed him. He prayed that he should be handed. Yehei Rava sounds more like a prayer than a curse and a klala, right? But the Gemara says, Maya Avid Gemiri. So Bahed you heard this. And he said, Maya Avid, what can I do? Oh my gosh, I've been cursed. I've been found out. What am I going to do? Gemiri, I've learned the Klas Chacham afilu b'chil miba. If a wise man, if a tzaddik, a Talmud Chacham curses, then it's going to come true, even if there's no cause for it. V'kol shkein Rava, all the more so Rava, was the God Ladar, right? The Bedinikolite, and he has reason to curse me. In other words, we're learning a principle here. Right? People get scared if someone curses them. And the answer is it's nothing. Unless there's a reason for him to curse you. If he curses you bedin, there's a reason for it. There's more reason to be scared. Mm-hmm. I heard the kasha, maybe I told you this here once before, that someone asked me, what's pshat that if someone gives you a bracha, if someone gives you a blessing, you should have a long life, you should be healthy and happy, you should have simchas your whole life. Okay? You carry your day like nothing happened. If someone gives a curse, God forbid, the person can shake for 2 weeks. He's worried, he's nervous. This guy cursed me. So what's pshat? Why is it if someone gives you bracha, you ignore it? If someone gives you a curse, you're like shaking. So the pshat in the gemorah here is the literature pshat I heard. Now I realize this fits in with the literature mahalach. The chassidish malach I heard is that because if someone gives you a bracha, yeah, he doesn't really mean it. You should be healthy, you should be happy. He doesn't really mean it. When someone curses you, it's with his whole heart. It's like, Imamish means it. He's got kavanah. But the Gemara, we see a different pshat. The Gemara, we see, you're worried the curse is going to come true because you think you deserve it. You deserve it. Yeah, I'm a bad guy. Curse me, I deserve it. But someone gives you a bracha, you're like, I don't deserve it. Yeah. There's so many lessons to learn from this Gemara. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so what happened? This story time. What happened? So Rava gives him this curse. So he said, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to get out of here." The Kalalas Chacham, Bafilu Bechinami Ba, Koshkin Rava, right? Amma Ekom Igli, I'll get out of here and I'll be goyla. I'll go to a different country. So some of us say because Golas is mechaper, right? Moving house, leaving the country is a kapara. The Amamar Golas mechaper sovereign. It says before the gemorah. Sorry, the Amamar Golas mechaper sovereign. If I'm goyla, it's going to save me. It's gonna forgive me from my sins. Kom Galila Beiroimai. He got up and he went to Rome. Azaliyav a Pischa de Reish Torniza de Malka. He got up and he sat by the guy who watches the kings, the Caesars. It's a machlekes. It means his clothes, his wardrobe, or his eitzer, where all his precious jewels are. Right. So he hung around over there. He went to where all the money is. He was hoping, he'll do some dream interpretation and he'll make some money. Some will rub off, he'll get something out of this. So one day, the head of the guy that's the head of the Eitzer, what do they call it? The treasury, the head of the treasury, has a dream. So he comes over to this dream interpreter and says, I had a dream that I got what's it called? A needle went into my finger. Amalei, Havli Zuzi, he said, give me money and I'll give interpretation. You see from this, it's very interesting because with Abai and Rava, he didn't say, give me money. And then he got into this big trouble. Now he learned, instead of me being upset with the guy and cursing him because he's not paying me, I'll just say, give me money. He changed his business model. Till now, he didn't charge people. And if you didn't pay him, he lost it with you and he started cursing you. Yeah, you're going to die. Your family's going to die. You lose your parnasa. He was just upset. Now he's like, that didn't work out so well. So he just tells the guy, pay me and I'll give you interpretation. He didn't pay him. Sorry. He didn't give him any interpretation. He said, okay, I don't know. I saw that a worm went into two of my fingers. He said, give me money. He didn't pay him. So he didn't tell him anything. I saw that the worm went into my whole hand. Worms went into the whole shirai, into the coats. So, sorry. So what happened? The worms started eating up Caesar's clothes. All got eaten up. The Caesar heard, the kings heard, and they brought the head of the treasury. They wanted about to kill him. About to kill this guy. You're supposed to be watching, guarding the treasures, the clothes. I guess it was very expensive clothes over there, and it all got eaten up by the worms. Why you bring me to kill? Why are you trying to kill me? You should kill the guy that knew about it and didn't say anything. I had these dreams that worms were eating my fingers, and this dream interpreter knew. He didn't say anything. They brought in Bahedya, this evil man. Amtuzuza. Dida Charvu Shirai the Malka. Because of a few coins, Caesar's clothes got all destroyed. Turn the page. We were on Nun Vav Amud base. Because you didn't want to, because the guy didn't give you a buck, so you let all the Caesar's clothes be killed, be ruined. What a disgusting person. In other words, here, you hear this, it's very interesting. Listen to this. He did tshuva, right? He said, you know what? I'll tell people, pay me, and if you don't pay me, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give you. He thought that's his tikkun. I didn't see him saying this, but it turns out that was his nefila. They said, because the guy didn't pay you, so you didn't give him the pirish. Now we're really going to get you. If we would have just said, I don't know, we're giving them a bad pirish, fine. But because he told them, he thought, here I am, I've done tshuva, that's it. From now on, I'll just say, pay me or I'm not going to give you. And that's how he falls. It's unbelievable. So they said to him, because of a couple of bucks, that's it. The king lost millions of dollars worth of clothes, whatever it was. Kafisu train arze, close your eyes if you don't want to hear something gory. Kafisu train arze b'chabala. They tied two palm trees together. In other words, you got two trees over here. They tied the tops together. They pulled them together. I guess they wrenched it, tied them together. Also, chadkari lechadarza. They tied one leg to one tree, and the other leg to another tree. And then they cut the rope, and boom, at the stalva ratio, chopped him in half. His head got cut in half. Each tree stood upright, and the Romans had a lovely way of torturing people and killing them. This is one of the Romans, I guess, not so well known strategies. So he got what was coming to him. It's interesting why that was the punishment, but okay, so before we go further, what all the Mefarshim ask over here, what's going on? All the Mefarshim ask over here, I don't understand. Abai and Rava have the same dream. He gets a good interpretation, he gets a bad interpretation, and it goes to feed the interpretation. So what's happening? Like, what was it? Nigzim in the Shemayim? What did the dream tell them? What was Nigzim in the Shemayim? So this Bar Hedger could change Rava's life. He could have his wife killed because that's how he's interpreting the dream. So first of all, it's important to know that the Gemara says it has to be me'ein the chala. It has to make sense that that's what the chala means. Like if the for example, he said the door of his house fell down. So he said, okay, his wife's going to die. And the Mepharshim saying because the door protects the house, protects the kids. That's what a wife does. So when the door falls down, it's like his wife's gone. It's not like he made this up from nowhere. The dream could have meant both. The angels are telling him there's two things that could happen here. There's two options. Oh, wow. There's two things that could happen here. There's two options. Either he can have nachla b'mitzarim. What happens later on? He says his walls fell down. And he says, oh, nachla b'mitzarim, you're going to have endless shefa. He could also say the walls is like your wife. It's also an issue. So the Rashba says that just like you have a guy, some people are very strong. Some people have got strong legs. They can give you a kick and really cause damage. You have people that've got their muzzle of their neshama is that they can interpret a dream and affect what's going to happen to you. It's a koyach that people have. A koyach hadim to teach us the koyach hadim. People ask, what's the point of these crazy stories? That what are you learning from it? What do you see? What the Gemara goes it's one of the longest Gemaras like in Shas. What do we learn from it? So Rashi says,
Reb Nachman said that people think that stories make people sleep. He say my stories waking up people. So sometimes stories can wake up people that's sleeping.
There you go. Sorry, I fell asleep. What were you saying? So, yeah, people shift puts people to sleep. That's why we're learning in the morning. So maybe we can stay awake. So the Rashba says he's coming to teach us a koyach hadibur. That it's telling me you give a guy a bracha, the bracha is mekayim. I'll tell you something else. Reb Nachman says. Now that you mentioned him, Reb Nachman says, when you judge someone favorably, in the eyes of heaven, he's judged favorably. You actually change him to the kafskos. In other words, in Shemayim, for whatever reason, they follow how people judge things. They follow what we think about things. It's not just enough what they think. The tzaddikim, the Gemara says, tzaddikim of the dar, or they're the sheifti adar, the eni adar. So we have a tremendous koyach hadibur. Also, you give a bracha. Also, you done the kafskos someone. It's important. It's also if you give someone a bracha or a klala, it's makoyim. These things, we have a tremendous koyach hapeh. That's what the Gemara talks about these things. So others say that listen, the gzeira in Shemaim is there's two options. There's midas adin and midas achesed. It can go either way. And Michtam Eliyahu says something that it's hard to understand. It's a little bit hard to understand, but maybe you can swallow this, digest it. What did Rava do wrong to get the klala? So Rava didn't pay him. You come into someone, this is his job, he's the dream interpreter. Why don't you pay the guy? He's supposed to do it for free. So that is enough of a way to be ma'or the mitzvah din, and now he can say bad things should happen.
Even if he didn't ask for it?
Yeah.
Even if you ask for it, you asking for a taiva? You go to a doctor, say, heal me, you say, how much do I owe you? Pay the guy.
Is also people saying that if you're not paying the shadchan, the shadchonis, normally shadchonis, so you don't have children. That's what stories. People came to the rabbi saying,
Go pay the shadchan.
So why? Because he made like he have paid on you and even didn't ask.
Pay the shadchan.
So I say normally shadchonis because she's more makpid. Because she's a woman.
Okay. The lights went off over here for some reason.
Okay. So now
You
we have
see
the
me-
light of the Torah.
You see me better with this. Okay. On the camera, it looks much clearer, I think, actually. I just can't read the gemorah. That's any issue. Yuli, you want to turn it on? Oh, it's a timer. Wow. All right. So those are a couple of the pshatim. There's a lot of different pshatim that people say what's going on here with the gemorah with Rava, Abaye. Let's keep going. It says gemorah. Nun vav on the base. We're at the top of the page. We're about, what is it? We're at the end of the narrow lines. So we're in the middle of the wide line, sorry. Ben Doma, Shal Ben Doma ben Achaisa shel Rabbi Shmuel, it's Rabbi Shmuel. So Ben Doma was the nephew of Rabbi Shmuel. He asked Rabbi Shmuel, the great Tana Rabbi Shmuel, he says, Reisi, I saw Shnei Lechai Shenoshu, I saw my two cheeks fell out. Amalei Shnei Gududei Roimi Yat Olech. 2 battalions of Romans will speak badly about you over Mesa, they're going to die. The Hagar over here says Sheikh Gdoile Roimi, 2 great people in Rome. It doesn't make sense that 2 legions are speaking bad about you. It means that 2 great people in Rome. And they'll die. Why are legions for the L'chaim? Okay, as the Mefarshim explain, I'm not really exactly sure. Amalei Bakapra Rebbe. So Bakapra told Rebbe, Reisi chait me shenasha. I saw my nose fell off. Amalei, really? Charain af nistalag mincha. God's anger has left you. You're good. You're good in the eyes of Hashem. When the Torah talks about Hashem being angry, it says charain af, the anger of the nose. That's why you see these pictures with steam coming out of the nose. That's the charain af, the anger of the nose. All right. He says, I saw my 2 hands get chopped off. You won't need to work anymore. People work with their hands. Okay, you don't need to work. We'll get a good stella. I saw 2 legs getting chopped off. You don't need your legs, you'll start riding on a horse. The Mefarshim explained in those days, no one was allowed to ride on a horse. The Romans said no horses except for the Malchus, the Sorim, the princes. So you're going to be elevated to a high stature. Doesn't mean you're going to buy a new Tesla. That means you're going to be a man of stature. They said you're going to die in Adar, and the next month, Nisan, you're not going to see Nisan. Scary dream. Badrusa Misas. It means Ba'adrusa, with covered, with honor. You're going to die with tremendous honor. You'll never be tested. That's what we ask for. Don't test me and don't bring me disgrace. Yeah. So don't worry, you're going to live you'll die with covered. Now, another big story. There was a Stukim. The Stukim, they were against the Torah, against the Chachamim, but I guess when it suited them, when they needed their dreams interpreted, so they went to the right place. He said to Rabbi Shmuel, he says, I saw them, I'm giving oil to the Zaysim, to the olives. So what does that mean? You slept with your mother. In other words, if you're putting shemen back to the olives, the oil comes from the olives. You're putting oil back in the olive. You slept with your mother. He didn't say you're crazy, I'm out of here. He kept asking. I saw that I grabbed the star. I uprooted the star. Am Yisrael is nimshul to kachavim. By Yisrael ganavta, you robbed the Jew. He says, I swallowed the Jew. I swallowed the star. You sold the Yid to slavery. And you've used up all the money already. He says, I saw my eyes kissing each other. Interesting one. He says, he slept with your sister. Now, the Mepharshim saying, why is his two eyes mean he slept with his sister? Because the two eyes come from the same person. They're the closest thing. It's like a brother and a sister.
Wow.
I guess because two brothers maybe fight with each other. Brother and sister, they're very, very close by nature. So if they're kissing each other, so I kissed the moon. You slept with Eishes Yisrael. She's considered the moon. The moon represents the feminine, the woman. So he says you slept with a woman.
Why have Yisrael, not another lady?
I guess the moon, because the sun represents the Sa'ilam and the moon represents Yisrael. I was walking in the shadows of the Hadass tree. This is a weird one. No, I was walking in the shadows of a Hadassim. Omalei Bal Naira Morasa. It means you slept with a Naira Morasa. Naira Morasa is a woman, she's not yet married, but she's engaged. But biblically, once she's engaged, it's not just like, okay, we'll get married. There's a tekes, they write the star, whatever it is, and she's like an Eishes Ish. So I guess Hadassah, Asa, Morasa, the word the Asa sounds like Hadassah. I'm not sure where he gets Morasa from. Omalei, he said to him, Chazai Tuna Me'ila Umitatai. He said, what do you mean? The shadow was on top of me. I was underneath. It would be all very well if I was on top of the shadow. Omalei Mishkava Hafach. You slept the wrong way with her. That's why she was on top of you. Omalei Chazai Orvi Dadadi Lepuria. I saw this crow, the Hadri Lepuria was coming to my bed. Omalei Ishcha Zinta Manoshim Harba. So your wife can sleep with all the men. I guess the bed here is his wife, and the crows are the men. I saw doves on my bed. So Amalei Noshim Harba to Mesa. The doves, I guess, here are the kosher women. He said Noshim Harba to Mesa. You were matama you impurified a lot of women. Amalei, he keeps asking him, Amalei Chazoi did not get Treyani Apachan. I held two doves and they flew away. Amalei Tati Noshin Savta. He said, you're married to women, or Patrina Belay get, or you married to women, and you gave them both, you got rid of them without giving them a get. A proper divorce contract. Amalei Chazoi the Klifna Baal. I saw that I peeled an egg. Amalei Shichvi Komishlachas. He said, you robbed the dead. You robbed the grave. So this is where the story ends. I never robbed any dead bodies. The Leisa never did it. While he's talking, a woman walked in. This coat you're wearing, you stole it from that dead body. This was before there was mass production of clothes. They knew, this baguette was So
they're buried. They're not wearing any clothes. No.
So I guess in those days, you see here that they buried them with clothes on, right? Some of them, I guess. I don't know if this person was Jewish.
You mean that he stole the guy that is dead. Like when he died, he took his clothes.
Before he was buried.
Yeah.
Before he was buried.
He doesn't need his clothes.
So I find it interesting. The Gemorah says the story. This guy's a tzduki. He's a Rasha. He's done every issue in the Torah. He's sleeping with women. He's robbing the dead. And still he's being given like these dreams. They're telling him.
Wake up.
Yeah. Let's just keep going. We didn't finish the story with the tzduki yet. So the Stucky said, okay, you're lying. You're also a liar. You did rob the... I'm not sure, why was he more... You see, he was more embarrassed about this thing he robbed the dead than anything else, right? Because I guess they held, that you're not allowed to steal. They believe in stealing. Anyway, so... On Malay, he said, Chazai, the Amrili Shavak Lecha Vucha Nichsi Kapudakia. Kapudakia is the name of the place. And I dreamt that your father left you money on the chasim in Kapudakia. This place Kapudakia on Malay. So he said to him, Isach Nachsi Kabudaki. He said, do you have Nechasim? Do you own property in Kabudaki? Amalei Love. He said, no, I got nothing there. Avuchal Kabudakia. Your father went to Kabudakia? Amalei Love. No, my father was never there either. So in Cain, this is how you read it. Kappa Dika. Kappa is Kashura, the beam. Dika is 10. Dika Sarah. Zil Chazi Kappa the Resha Sarah. Shimelezazi. Go count the 10th beam in your house, and there's tons of money hidden inside. Ozal Ashkach Shimelezazi. Where he found in the 10th beam of his house, it was full of money. It's a fascinating gemorah. Like this Rasha Murusha has a dream to tell him like where there's money being hidden for him. Like why was he zeicha to this? It's incredible. So you see, l'chayr, the Pashup Shad is that every person's neshama is connected on high, and even if a person's a Rasha, it's going to do with it. It's trying to tell him things all the time that we're connected. Whether you're good, bad, you're connected on top. So you can have bad people also have like they're told things. If they go to the right interpreter, they'll understand it. Or is this Gemara saying here that he interpreted the Taiva? He's going to find money at 10th beam, and then he found it. He made it happen with the interpretation. For some reason, this doesn't seem to be that. That's what the Gemara is telling us over here. Anyway, okay, we will wrap up over here. What's the time? We're over time?
We're on time.
All right. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for listening. I'll ask all your questions.